Yo guys, what is up? It is your boy Chimpers here, also known as ChimpNFT. Into today's video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks of how to look at an NFT project and know if it's going to do well or not. So first off, I would just like to say I'm going to be using a tool called rarity.tools. If you don't know about it, it's basically just like a abstract website that lists all like up and coming projects, where if it's well known or new projects, and anyone can list their projects on here and get their name out there. So rarity.tools is basically a really good website that you can use if you want to look at an existing project and look at different NFTs and which rarity they have. So for example, if we went to just Cool Cats NFT and we clicked on there, then we scroll down and we can have a look at which one is the different rarity. So Cool Cat 1490 is hashtag one rarity, so this is one of the rarest ones you can get, and if you open it on OpenSea, obviously the price is stupidly high and you can actually tell which one's which, whereas if you just went to the actual NFT project on OpenSea, you won't be able to tell which one's rare and which one's not. The only way you can actually tell is if you go on and click it and then you go down to properties, you can see that this is kind of rare because it's a 0.61% having the straight tiger, a 3% and a 1%. It's like a decent rarity and has some decent properties to it. However, you actually want to check the exact rank, you can go to rarity.tools, use the actual unique number that it's got, and you can put it in the ID section here, look up, we've got the exact same one here, and it will tell you which rarity it is, and you've got rarity rank 1423. So this is a really good tool to use. So if you're basically just going on a project and you're just buying a floor price, you can actually see which one is like the cheapest, and then while looking at them, you can have a look at like between these two and you're not really sure which one to buy, you can choose the rarest one and you have a more chance of actually making money off it than a one that's just more common. So also basically going back to rarity.tools, you can click on up and coming. And these are basically NFT sales that are coming out like today, so you can look at yesterday's sales and see which like time they're minting. You've got different like little pictures of art, like a little preview for it, the name. You've got links to their Discord, their Twitter, and their website. So if you want to look at new NFT projects and actually be early and try and get on minting, obviously you want to scroll quite a few down and wait until it's at least a few days before or even weeks before and see which ones you like. So for me, when starting off and looking at a project, realistically, I'd be looking at the art. That's the first thing that catches your eye. At the end of the day, you can have the best utility and really good developers, but if the art ain't there and people don't get attracted to it, it probably won't do as well as, let's say, if someone does have really good art. So when scrolling down and looking at a project, I'm just going to be looking at the art, see if anything catches my eye, see if any art is actually good. Straight away, this project, never heard of it. I feel like the art is quite decent, it's quite nice, quite cute. It has like I'm looking at the art and I'm thinking, how is it gonna show each one uniquely different to have really rare ones and really common ones? And it's got the clothing, it's got them holding a phone, holding a piece of candy, like an ice cream on their head, etc. I haven't seen this project at all. And then if I'm gonna look at this, I'll go and look at the links. So just by looking at rarity.tools, I found one that will be pre-sailing. I can look at their Twitter, their Discord, their website. So just to start off, I would want to look at their website first, if anything. And just get a feel for how much effort they've actually put into it. I can look already that you can already mint it now, and that they've got a really nice, decent website, and I'll be going over and looking at the roadmap. So like this is kind of like the step one. You go find your decent art. You found the decent art, okay, I quite like this. Let's just look at their website. So I'm looking at their website, they've got quite nice art, quite a decent website layout. It's not too in your face, it's quite easy to read. Then I'm going to be looking at their roadmap. So a roadmap is basically their like business plan and what they're actually planning to do with like you holding their NFT in their project. So straight away, roadmap. Falling asleep, I'm not really sure what it's really on about here. So then obviously you got a big talk about the metaverse. If they're actually planning to go to the metaverse, it would be more like a long-term project. But if people are really hyped about it, you could actually flip this NFT. So as I was saying, looking at the roadmap, there's not really too much to the roadmap, which kind of worries me a bit. I'm not really sure what they've got planned for the project. I'm just seeing some decent art, a decent website. I'm not really seeing what they're actually going to be doing with it. However, if you're reading this, they've got free airdrops for them. There's going to be some additional collaborations after the holders. So it's not dead set on what they're going to do. I'm not seeing something that's standing out here, but I'm still seeing an opportunity to actually potentially make money either long term or short term. So apart from looking at the roadmap, you can obviously look at if the team is doxed. I can see that they've got quite a few Twitter links that you can actually go check out the director, the artist. So for example, looking at the team, I can go ahead and look at the director. He hasn't got an account on Twitter. Okay, so first of all, never looked at his project. That's a bit worrying. You won't really want to start investing in someone that doesn't really have the right Twitter link. If they haven't even got that right, then than who I'm actually investing my money into. So I'm gonna head and go and look at other Twitters. They're not like massive influencers. They're kind of, you know, they've got a low following, which is fine. It still could be a really good project, but if there's no big influencer behind it and marketing it, there's not going to be much hype around it. It's going to be more of a long-term hold for this project. So obviously, you're not going to judge a book by its cover. You're not just going to look at the director and obviously and see that he hasn't got a correct Twitter link that might be working on other things. So second of all, you're going to want to be looking at their Twitter and their social media. By the way, this is all a demonstration for a project, just to randomly just come across one and actually have a quick look. Obviously, in the process, you'll speedily just have a quick little look at the website, look at the owners, then you'll go on to moving on to the Twitter, see if there's nice hype around it. They've only got 1,000 followers on Twitter. It's definitely going to be more like a long-term hold. If they're already minting as well, January the 3rd, it's in a day, and they've only got 1,000 followers, there's not really going to be much hype around it. You're getting not much, you know, interaction with the tweets that they're posting. This is not going to be really something that I'd be looking to invest my money into. One, because like I said, they haven't even sorted out their Twitters. They haven't really got a big influencer behind it. The roadmap's a bit all over the place. Like, well, actually, it's not even really anything. They haven't really got much of a roadmap. They're not really telling you what they're going to do when you're going to be buying the project. The only thing that's good is the art. So the art has definitely caught my eye. This could have been a really good project with, I don't know, having different utility to it, making the time frame actually a lot longer and creating more hype for it and getting more followers and more people into the project from the start. So this actually looks like a really good project, like art wise, but the rest of it is not something that I'd invest in. So just to double check, obviously if you're actually really cautious about a project like this, you're like, you know what, I actually kind of want to invest in it. I want to look further. Let's go to their Discord and let's see how many they've got. So going over to their Discord, let's just go ahead and join their Discord. So they've got around 250 online right now, 1,800 members. It's a very small starting project. Obviously, I don't really know the members, like the developers, and they could just do a little rug pull. They've got 10,000 of their NFTs as well, so they're going to need to sell a lot to be sold out, and because there's not much hype around it, it's going to take a long time, I think, to actually sell this project. So obviously I'd go and I'll just verify, I'll see the general, see if anyone's hyped about it. I mean, look, the last message was 2:45 and now it's 3:30, so near enough like an hour ago, and it's minting tomorrow. There's not much hype around this. I'm not really getting a good feel for it. You could even just type in and go, what do you guys feel about this project? Should I invest? And let just people try and sell it to you and see what it's all about. So obviously this is not like financial advice. This is not really actually me saying don't go invest in this project. This is actually a really good project. It did catch my eye. Never even seen it before. I hope they do well. But obviously for me, I won't be investing my money in it. So there's just like the step-by-step process of one, going on rarity.tools, looking at a project, looking at the art. Secondly, looking at their actual website, looking at their roadmap. You could go ahead and look at their Twitter first and look at the hype around it. Like I went into their Twitter, they've only got 1,000 followers. They could still do good though. It might be like a more of a long-term hold. And when you get in, you could get on the whitelist and mint at a really cheap price, and it could actually do really well. But for me, if I'm going to be looking at the website first, I want to actually see if they've put effort into their website, and it actually does look like they've put a lot in. And obviously their roadmap wasn't really the best. Then I move into their developers and see what their team's like. The Twitter link didn't even work for their main director. You know, it's a bit of a, it's not really there for me. And obviously, so I looked at the other two and then I looked at the Discord. It wasn't really active. There wasn't really that many people talking about it. So for me, this is going to be a bit of a miss. However, that is kind of like the step-by-step of what I kind of look for when looking at a project. Obviously, it would be really quick. I'll look at the art, have a quick look at the website, see the Twitter, and then put in the Discord and just be like, what are you guys thinking about this project? So that's a little step-by-step that you can actually do when finding projects. And especially if you scroll down quite a lot, like this is tomorrow sales. If you actually go down to like in a week and you actually find a project that you actually really like and you are really interested in, you could try and be active in that, be one of the first ones and early to it, get on the whitelist, get a really cheap price and try and flip it at reveal or flip it at public sale or even hold for a few weeks and make a nice profit. So thank you all so much for watching. It was more of a tips and tricks video for you guys today, kind of give you an insight of what to actually do when looking for a project. What I do as well when I look for my projects and when to invest my money and what to invest my money in. So hopefully that did give you more of like an insight. Hopefully it did help as well. If it did, make sure you do subscribe, drop a like. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching and peace out.